Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to the finale of 31 days, or no, I'm sorry, 31 progressive rock stocking stuffers for the holidays from 1971. This is, yes, day 31. As I promised yesterday, I originally had one album to talk about today, my 31st in this series, but I found out a couple days ago as I was listening to something else, and I was like, what year did this album come out in? And I went and looked at it, and I was like, shit, 71. How did I forget this one on my list? And I was just going to throw it in my honorable mentions. And then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give it equal time as a mulligan that I'm going to pull on the final day where you're going to get two. So let's first talk about the one that was originally planned for today, which again, 1971, originally released on, let's see, what label did this come out in? This is from Finland. This band is from Finland. This was, I believe, their third album. Yes, their third album. And this was released on Love Records in Finland originally. Has since been re-released on Svart Records and also Esoteric Recordings. I'm talking about Wigwam, Fairyport. Most people consider a classic of the early prog rock scene, certainly perhaps the best album from this band. It's amazing how many times I've said that this month when we talked about some of these great bands and how 1971 happened to feature perhaps their best album. The lineup here, we got Huka Gustafsson on vocals, acoustic and electric pianos and organ. We've got Jim Pembroke on vocals, harmonica, piano, electric piano. We've got Pekka Pujola, however he says his name, the infamous Pekka Pujola on bass, violins, acoustic guitar, piano, celeste and harpsichord backing vocals, and Ronnie Osterberg on drums, congas, percussion, backing vocals, with a whole ton of guests. We got Hukka Talonen on guitars, excellent Hukka Talonen. We've got Iiro Koivistoinen on soprano sax, Pekka Poiri on soprano sax, Tapio Louhensalo on bassoon, Risto Pensola on clarinet, Hanu Sekselin on clarinet, Unto Hapa Aho on bass clarinet, and Limari Varila on oboe. Okay, so this particular album, which comprises of 12 studio tracks and one big recorded live jam, which was taken from the Hammes Club in Helsinki from June of 1971. It's a pretty long album. I'm assuming this was probably a double album back in the day. I don't know. But most of the album is comprised of shorter tracks and a couple longer pieces. And I don't mean, other than the 17-minute Rave Up for the Roadies, which is that big jam, the live track at the end. You've got a 7-minute long track, a 6.5, couple 5.5, and the rest are all 2 and 3 minutes. So there's a bunch of shorter tracks with some of the longer tracks. In spots, this is kind of like Finland's answer to Emerson, Lake and Palmer. At other times, and I would say most of the time, this reminds me of something like that would have come from the Canterbury scene. It's very kind of whimsical in spots. It definitely has like a Scandinavian feel, but the playfulness and the little jazzy bits throughout the album reminds me of like Hatfield in the North, National Health, Egg, that sort of thing, although not a huge... not a ton of jazz references on here, but they are here. Like Losing Hold, the opening title track is big and bombastic, lots of keyboards, definitely ELP flair there. Same thing on the title track, Fairyport, but then you've got like Lost Without a Trace, How to Make It Big in the Hospital, Calf, the Country Psychologist, May Your Will Be Done, Dear, and May Your Will Be Done, Dear Lord, sorry, and probably One More Try. Have this kind of playful thing going on that reminds me of the Canterbury scene. Again, they're far removed from it, but it's more like a feel than anything else. And you got nice little bits, the keys and the electric and acoustic guitars, really good bass from Pekka on this album, as you would imagine. But I like the use of the jazz instruments here too, like the oboes and the saxophones and stuff. That's what kind of, I think more than anything else, that adds that kind of like airy, jazzy feel to it that is very frequent in the Canterbury scene from this same time period. But a really cool album. Not it's some of the songs are a little more straightforward. Not all the songs are big, complex, and very proggy. Some of them are, like I said, have more of like a Finnish flair to them, like Finnish kind of like folk music and things like that. But it's definitely an album with lots of different elements going on. So it's not like, this is not one of those albums you put in immediately go, oh yeah, listen to that. Oh yeah, listen to that. It's not a immediate album. It's one you got to listen to over time to kind of hear all the little things that are going on, all the nuances. So Wigwam Ferryport is my first selection from today, all right, from 1971. And let's go over to the other one. So this band here, and this album was their one and only album, which was released on Polydor in the UK and reissued multiple times since then. This band is part Swiss, part English. They are called Main Horse. Self-titled debut, and of course the main guy in Main Horse was none other than keyboard player extraordinaire Patrick Moraz. Okay, this would be right before he goes and forms Refugee with some of the guys from The Nice, not Keith Emerson obviously, and pre him joining Yes for the Relayer album. So again, it's Patrick Moraz on piano, electric piano, organ, synth, glockenspiel, and vocals. Peter Lockett on lead guitar, violin, and vocals. Jean Ristori on bass, cello, and vocals. And Bryson Graham on drums and percussion. I love this album. To me, this is one of Patrick Moraz's shining moments, and he has a lot of them, okay? Obviously, his one album with Yes is fantastic. He's done some great stuff with the Moody Blues. The Refugee stuff is great. He has a few really strong solo albums, but this is really good. This is aggressive, Hammond organ-soaked, hard-charging prog rock along the lines of early Atomic Rooster, certainly some Deep Purple and Uriah Heep, certainly The Nice, right? Very early Emerson, Lake and Palmer, really busy, lots of just rampage in Hammond. The guitars are just really aggressive and interesting. I mean, there's some great songs here. The first song, which is called Introduction, is just like a complete assault on your senses. It just starts, it's got this like distorted Hammond organ and crunchy guitars, kind of a lame title for a song, Introduction, but it's really good. Passing Years is great. Such a Beautiful Day is a really kick-ass song. Really good, strong vocals on that. You got Pale Sky, which is one of the big epics on the album, just over 10 minutes long. A lot of blistering solos on that. You've got Basai, more T. Vicar, and then ending up with God, which is just under 11 minutes long. That's another really good heavy rock and prog rave up with Mr. Moraz just showing and stuff, and lots of really good guitar solos on that as well. It's a fairly heavy-ish album for its time and for what it is. It's definitely prog rock, but it's certainly on the heavier end of things. If you like your prog with intricate song structures and lots of weaving passages, but just really cranked up Hammond organ and guitars, you got to go here. It's really cool to hear Moraz in this type of format, as opposed to, Moraz is a great synth player, right? Also a really good pianist, but to hear him just go absolutely batshit on the Hammond organ is a thing to behold, let me tell you. Really, really good. So, and they're right there. There's the guys in the band. So if you haven't checked out either of these, I think you owe it to yourself. Two really good prog albums from 1971. Didn't want to leave either one of these out, so that's why I decided to give you both on the same day. And let's see here. I probably want to end this all off, and I can't access my... Let me see if I can do this. Hold on a second, folks. I'm going to see if I can give you my honorable mentions here. Okay, my honorable mentions. You ready? These are the ones that I didn't get to this month. Argent, Ring of Hands. Supertramp, Indelibly Stamped. Straubs from the Witchwood. Cressida, Asylum. Family, Fearless. Wishbone Ash, Pilgrimage. And the only reason that wasn't in my top 31 is because I don't really think that's prog, but I wanted to mention it anyway. Tangerine Dream, Alpha Centauri. Les Ormes, Collage, and Eloy self-titled their first album. So those are your honorable mentions in addition to your last two picks here. So hope you enjoyed this series. I really loved bringing this to you. 71 was a great year for prog. It was a great year for music in general. as we found out earlier this year. And I'm really excited to start off tomorrow talking all about 1972 and looking at all of the releases that came out that year and picking my 31 favorites across all genres. You're going to get proto metal and hard rock and prog and pop and some jazz. I mean, there's all sorts of great stuff that happened in 1972. So I'll be starting that countdown off tomorrow. And remember, each and every day, listen to my pick and give one of yours. So I urge everybody to go out and look at all the releases from 1972 and put together your list of 31. And each day I give you one, you give one as well, and we'll keep going on throughout the month each and every day. So thanks for watching. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. More importantly, thank you so much for tuning in each and every day this month and making 2021 such a successful year on this channel. I know it's been trying times for everybody, but we've made the best of it here, and it's been a pleasure bringing content to you pretty much every day. I mean, I don't think there are many days where I haven't. So yeah, you've kept me busy, but it's a passion of mine, so I've enjoyed it. And I also hope to bring you a little kind of 2021 recap show later on today, so stay tuned for that. And thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell if you want to make a donation to the channel to keep helping us buy more stuff to talk about and show off and watch. The Ko-Fi link is below. We've also got the link to our merch page. Today's the last day of the sale we're running, so if you want to get something last minute, a shirt, a hoodie, a hat, a cap, please click on the link below. And we've also got the link to our website and webzine, which has been celebrating its 20th year on the internet this year. We move on to year 21 starting tomorrow, so I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But thanks for watching. You guys are what makes this happen. So I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you real soon because, of course, we are here all the damn time. See you in 2022. Bye-bye.